Ladies and gentlemen, we're back, and it's the best day of the week. It is Monday, Collaboration Monday. It is actually February 10th, 2014. You're listening to FAWMtalk. I'm Ianuarius, and with me, as always, the excellent TC Elliott. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing well. Very good this morning. How are you?
Well, you know, I was just eating as I noticed that we need to start the show. But it's all good now.
Awesome.
And as I was saying, we're having a little bit of a collaboration team day. People love team days for some reason. And we got a lot of collaboration songs lined up here. So,
Cool.
In fact, I think we should maybe go right ahead and listen to something.
All right.
We actually got here one song by our longtime friends Das Binky and Nancy Rost. So this one is called The Island That We Bought Online.
It's 5 below outside, and it's been that way for days.
It's 5 below outside, and I need to get away.
So I went off to Google, and I found myself a deal.
I've made the first down payment, and baby, it's a steal. Let's go down to the island that we bought online. Let's go live the island fantasy. Let's go down to the island that we bought online. A private paradise for you and me. It's got a dozen swimming pools and 300 palm trees.
The sun down there shines 18 hours a day.
There's a pineapple plantation and gardenias for your hair.
And fish laid off that sloop down in the bay.
Let's go down to the island that we bought online. Let's go live the island fantasy. Let's go down to the island that we bought online. A private paradise for you and me. I haven't got the deed yet, but I'm sure it's coming soon. They cashed the check and sent us a confirmation. I went to book our flight, but I couldn't get a visa. Our island belongs to another nation. We can't go down to the island that we bought online. So much for our island fantasy. We'll never go down to the island that we bought online. I guess that you're just stuck back here with me. I guess that you're just stuck back here with me.
Oh, there we go. This is an excellent song, The Island That We Bought Online by Das Binky and Nancy Rost.
Yeah, that was great.
It actually reminds me of course, that's a very, very popular style, but I was thinking about one episode of Simpsons where there was a similar kind of song, but I can't for the life of me remember what episode it was and what it was all about. This is some sort of commercial song, I think.
Yeah, I'm no help to you at all. I don't watch them.
Oh man, you shouldn't have said that. Well, a lot of the time, collaborations actually are just one person does the lyrics, and then another person takes that and makes a song for the. Or I shouldn't say makes a song, but makes the music for the lyrics. And there are a lot of people that don't. Well, first of all, there are a lot of people who don't consider writing the lyrics as complicated as writing music for the song. And then there are people who don't really consider instrumental tracks as real songs. So there are a couple of sides to that sort of debate. What do you actually think?
I think if you think it's a song, it's a song. So, and to add to the mix a little bit, I try to tell new songwriters or brand new songwriters, people who think that they can't write a song, that if you just have a lyric and a melody, you've written a song.
Yeah.
And so anybody can write a song, but then you get into an instrumental, and obviously there's no lyric there. But a good instrumental will convey as much emotion as any song.
Mm-hmm.
And so you know, from my point of view, that's not a question at all. The collaboration I find is pretty interesting because there's almost as many ways to collaborate as there are songwriters or even songs. You know, it can be different for every single track. So I try not to get caught up in doing one manner of collaboration. Although obviously it's easiest if you divide up the workload and just go at it when you're trying to do 14 songs in a month.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know how Des Binky and Nancy Frost did that song. Do you know how they usually work?
Yeah. Well, on this song in the liner notes, it says that Nancy actually went over to Das Binky's studio and they wrote the song together. So I'm not sure exactly how it happened, but they were in the same room doing a live collaboration, which is a little unusual for FAWM.
Oh, that it is. And I was thinking it really had a super cool production values. I mean, everything sounded just excellent, crisp, and they're of course really professional musicians like we all are here.
Right.
And just the quality and production of it all was through the roof.
Yeah, anything Das Binky does generally sounds pretty darn good. So, and then Nancy's playing is always awesome. I know her keys aren't on this track, but you get those two creative types together, and usually you'll find something interesting.
Yeah, coming back to the lyrics, there are a lot of people who don't actually read lyrics at all. Or what I mean by that is that they don't. They skip the lyrics only songs, and with FAWM this year we have the random button that brings you to a random song page, which in that sense is a lot better than the jukebox. I actually clicked the random button right now and I got to a page with a song with just lyrics. So that's an interesting way of doing things, and I think that's actually better than the jukebox in that sense. But of course, it doesn't automatically play the song that you happen to stumble upon. So there's a little bit of room for improvement there, but it's pretty darn good.
Yeah, I like that feature as well, and I'm one of those guys. I purposely try to go look at lyric-only songs, but I will say that I do give most of my attention to music. And the great thing about the jukebox is a lot of times if I'm doing other things, I can just hit play and kind of let the stereo go while I'm doing the laundry or something else. Yeah. And if something catches my ear, I'll run in and make a comment.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
So that part, I do miss. The thing about a lyric is I can dash out a lyric in 2 minutes and throw it up on the page and say I wrote a song. I can also spend, like I did this weekend, 2 days on a lyric and tweaking it and trying to get it just right. And Leonard Cohen was talking about some of the songs he wrote, back in the classic songs, that took him a year to finish, letting it set and percolate, so to speak. So, there's all ranges. You can have a great lyric and you can have a lyric that's dashed out. You can have a great lyric that just, takes forever, or you can have an okay lyric that is both of those as well. So time alone doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
But a well-constructed lyric is sometimes really hard that stands completely on its own is kind of hard to find. I know none of mine without the music are nearly as good as some of them I see posted lyric only. So I think it's a shame if people miss out on that.
Yeah, well, that's the thing with me too, because I can't really write in English that well because it's not my first language. I like to think I'm pretty good in English compared to other Finnish people, but that might be just me. But it's really hard to write what you want to write. Like you have an idea of what kind of song you want to do, but then you just can't find the word you want to use. You just you have this certain type of atmosphere, and a word pops to your mind, and then you go, well, it doesn't really convey the feeling I want to throw into the listener in this song. So that's really hard for me, and that presents another problem that I can't really write that long songs with a lot of verses, and a lot of people. I was actually surprised reading this in forums. Not this year, but there was a conversation in the earlier years. It was talking about that you should try write shorter songs. Just stick to the point and don't write like 20 verses. And I was like, what? People do that? And I've seen a couple of songs that do have like 20 verses, and the liner notes just go like, well, I got a little carried away with this. I could never do that.
Yeah, I mean, the risk is that if you have if you have 20 verses to a song and the verse music is always the same, over and over and over again, and you don't change the dynamics or the arrangement at all, that the tendency is I'm sure by the 16th or 17th verse, it better be a darn interesting story or something must be in there, or it's going to lose the interest of the listener.
Yeah, but some people have actually complimented me on, well, you really stick to the point and you convey the message in such a short amount of like verses or lines. And I was like, well, yeah, because I couldn't think of anything else.
Well, the thing is, and I'll give you a compliment. I always thought that your lyric was very excellent, especially when you consider you're not a native English speaker.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yeah, so I never it never really consciously dawned on me. I kind of knew it that English lyric writing for you could be a struggle because you have decent lyrics. Also, the music you do tends not to be a verse, chorus. It tends to be a lot more dynamic, a lot more different riffs, if that makes sense. To where if you have a longer lyric where, like a lot of verses and stuff, the lines generally aren't really long. So the number of words may not be as much, but it can be a fairly long lyric if you look at how many lines are in it, and it still stays interesting.
Yeah.
And sometimes the last point I got for you is that sometimes the shorter lines that you have kind of leave to the listener how to fill it out. You kind of get a sense of you're not telling them every little detail. You're giving them more of a concept or more of an idea that the listener can fill out. And a lot of times that's a great way to have the listener kind of finish the lyric for you in their mind, if that makes sense, without even realizing they're doing it.
Yeah.
So I think it's a really good technique.
I never really thought about that. That's a really good point. Well,
thanks.
You're welcome. Let's see what we have here. And we got more collaborations, so maybe we should go ahead and listen. You got Christian and Josh Levitre. Josh Levitre. We got Christian and Josh Levitray, and this song is called Open Up Your Mind.
Retreat inside, even though you've tried to live the lie. It will happen if you want it. You have got the strength to not quit. Shining from inside, the world brightens. You must make a fight to show that light. Then they make it bright, then make it bright. Darkness will just run away. And all you left behind will leave your mind no longer defined or in a bind. People see you when you be you. Open up your mind. They see you, so they may be blind, they may be blind. If you take your time, they soon will find what it is that makes you special. You don't have to hide, retreat inside. Even though you try to live the lie, it will happen if you want it. You have got the strength to not quit. Shining from inside, the world brightens. You must take a fight to show that light. Then they make it bright, they make it bright. Darkness will just run away. And all you left behind will leave your mind no longer behind or in a bind. People will not ever see you till you really learn to be you.
Open Up Your Mind by Christian and Josh Levitray. Really modern sounding, excellent track.
Yeah, definitely. I like the use of auto-tune as a instrument in parts of it, as an effect without being overbearing. And the whole sound of the track was pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. The fact the arrangement was really sparse at times. There was some parts that only had like a few simple synth percussive hits there, and the vocals going over that. But the vocals were absolutely wonderful, and the feel of the whole track with the sort of percussive and rhythmic use of the vocals really brought that one alive.
Yeah, I love the rhythm in that all the way around, and every instrument, including the vocals, kind of worked really well to drive the song. It was a really good one, actually.
And it's often the case that you need some sort of thing to bring the electronic music to life. And sometimes you can do it with just really good samples, but in that case, I think the star of the track was really the vocals.
Yeah, I think so too. But that track, you can definitely tell how that collaboration went. Was the music bed went and then vocals were added, but you can definitely hear how that music track would pique the interest and how it was a really good bed to start working with. So
Yeah.
that one was strong equally on both sides, I think.
Then we get something not so electronic. This one is from Autosync and Mike Sklier.
Flyer. Yep.
Damn, people have easier names. You can just use use an artistic name, like take some easy word like slash or just use your first name Mike and then take some easy words like I don't know, soup, Mike soup. That's easy to say, just rolls off your tongue. So you got a
From now
album,
on, he's Mike Soup.
yeah, album full of Mike soup. But this one is called Optimism.
Never say never, it could happen, you cannot be sure. Whatever the weather, your optimism keeps rolling on without a cure. Your hope endures. You keep on asking, don't cost a thing. You might still get your wish, and on that day be sure to bring snowshoes for Satan in a horse-feathered hen-tooth rig, and most importantly, protection from flying pigs. Never say never, it could happen, you can't be sure. Whatever the weather, your optimism keeps rolling on without a cure. So bring snowshoes for Satan in a horse-feathered hen-tooth rig, and most importantly, bring protection from the flying pigs. Protection from the flying pigs. Be sure and dodge those flying pigs. Watch out for those flying pigs.
Yeah, keep dodging those flying pigs, man. That was Optimism by Autosync and Mike Soup. I mean, Mike Sklier.
Right. Exactly. I love that song.
Yeah, wonderful. Got that harmonica. I really don't like harmonica that much. It usually ruins songs. I know many songs that the live versions. I've heard the live version first, and they don't have the harmonica in that version. And then I listen to the studio version, and I go, why would you have that there?
Right.
But that in this song, it really worked well. It had that interesting melodic action going on there that just balanced the vocals wonderfully.
Yeah, and I think Mike does a pretty good job usually with when he does use the harmonica. It's not always like a lead instrument. A lot of times he uses it as a single note rhythm or a backing instrument too, which is kind of unusual if you think about it. But instead of doing the typical blues where you're singing a line and then you're blowing the harp or taking the solo, he uses it throughout the song as a play-along instrument. It's a little different than most people use it, generally speaking. So, but yeah. And for the listeners out there, just to let you know, I have a small but lovely collection of pigs in my room, and some of them are flying pigs. I absolutely love flying pigs. So anybody that wants to buy me a flying pig and bring it to me would be awesome. Add to my collection.
Oh, yeah. Wonderful. A really light-hearted song. I have so much trouble writing like funny songs. I need to have a specific mood that I can just pick up the acoustic guitar and start doing something funny, like I did with Summer Storm in 5090.
Yeah.
I was just in the mood for something really, really funny that day, and that song, the Optimism that we just listened, that one was really, really something. I actually might feel like writing something like that right now, but I know as soon as I start playing, the mood starts going down. So
That does not surprise me.
better just leave that to other people,
Yeah,
like these
Mike
guys.
and Out of Sync did a great job. So.
Yeah, they do it
Exactly.
so well, so well.
Well.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Oh, what do we got going on here?
No idea.
I heard you had a little bit of project during the weekend. During the weekend. Oh,
During
geez,
the
what are we doing?
weekend.
What were you doing actually?
Hey.
You and Hoops and some other guys were doing some sort of song.
I had a couple of things going on. Hoops and I are in the middle of a collaboration that we've kind of started and stopped for a couple of days. But I was actually working on a different song this weekend for the Spin Tunes 8 contest, and the deadline was last night. And so I spent well over a day on a single song. And I'm actually pretty happy with it, which is kind of unusual. But it is a contest. It's not a challenge. For people who don't know, it's similar to Song Fight, except that it has 4 rounds in which you have contestants that signed up a week or two ago. Everybody submits a song by the deadline, and then they have a panel of usually 4 and sometimes 5 judges, and they rank the songs in the order they liked them, and they give a review for each one. So sometimes you can hear a critique, or sometimes it's just what worked for them or didn't work for them or what have you. And then the bottom so many people are eliminated for the next round, so you actually don't get to go on. And in the last round, there's usually 4 people, and it's all the contestants vote on those 4 in the order they like them best, and whoever gets the most votes on that one, or the best ranking, ends up being the winner of Spin Tunes. So it is judged, but the final round is all participants. If you put in a song in any round, you could vote for it.
No.
And I've never made it out of the first round. So my goal is pretty small at this point. It's to get to the second round.
Well,
And we'll see if I make it or not.
the competition is all about prizes, of course. So what do you
Yeah,
get
and
if
the
you
prize-
win?
Yeah, there's a great prize for this contest, actually. You get to say you're the Spin Tune 8 winner if you get to win. So
Oh
that's
my
the prize.
God, that's awful.
Exactly.
Wish
It's
they had
great.
something like Tic Tacs or something, but that's yeah, they really went overboard with that one.
It's cool. It's a different way of kind of hitting challenges. It's similar to Song Fight, which is a very similar thing, except that it's just a title every 10 days or so, and then whoever wants to vote in all of internet land can go and vote for it. So this is a little different because it has judges and that, and Travis usually runs it twice a year. So it's a pretty interesting, different way of going about a challenge.
Well, actually,
But it's not for everybody.
sounds like it's something I might actually prefer, because I don't have that many people that I know around the internet, and then again, some people who write songs might have something like 1,000 Twitter followers and 1,000 Facebook friends, and you're just pretty much out of the competition at that point if you don't have that sort of following.
Yeah, I will say that Song Fight's pretty good about. There are people who have friends that come and vote, and you can kind of have an artificial winner. It's usually pretty obvious that it's not the best song if that happens. But
Yeah.
generally, the winning vote is somewhere between 18 and 26 votes. So it's not like you're getting, big personalities competing in Song Fight.
Yeah.
I can see the possibility. But
Yeah.
anyway, that was what I did for the weekend. So
Yeah.
fun.
Busy. Okay. I think we're running out of time. We're going to have to listen one more song. I'll get here queued up from FAWMtalk and Arthur Rossi, one of the biggest lyric writers in the FAWM community. I think he wrote something like 300 songs during 5090, or over 300 songs. and he's always looking for collaborators. So if you want to write music for some lyrics, go check out Author Ross's page. I'm sure he'd be delighted to collaborate with anyone.
Yep.
So we'll be back tomorrow, same time, and yeah, I guess
place.
that's that. Yeah, let's wrap this thing up.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks,
So,
Januarius.
thank you. Until next time, write some good songs, people.
I'm an evil ghost. I'm an evil spirit. My breath, you can feel it. In the night, you cry, you scream, you can hear it. It's because of me.